Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rose Wright and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. The artwork is by cat-saturn. They are amazing, so please show them some love. Their socials will be linked below. I know a lot of us are probably getting ready to go back to school, so I wrote this Adrienette one-shot. So if you enjoy this and my other videos, give this video a like and a subscribe so you never miss my uploads. Now then, please enjoy School Days. Marinette Dupenchang, 17 years old, senior in high school. Wow, my last first day of school! She thought as she looked up at the familiar building. New year, new Marinette. This year, she would be brave. She'd be confident. She'd put herself out there and believe in her talents. This year, she'd finally be able to talk to Adrien without stumbling over every other word. Right? Right. Yeah, of course. He would be in London for a few weeks, so she had time to prep herself. It'd be fine. Great. Totally. She inhaled deeply, holding her breath before releasing it slowly. This morning had already been so hectic as her parents swarmed her with cameras and sobbing on her. It was a little embarrassing, but she gets it. No one likes to see their kids grow up. This time next year, she'd be attending a prestigious school for fashion design in America. This moment felt surreal. Butterflies fluttered in her stomach, and it felt like her very first day all over again. Marinette remembered being a little girl riding on her dad's shoulders all the way into her kindergarten classroom, and having to be pried off his leg so he could leave. She smiled fondly at the memory. She trotted up the stairs, looking around the courtyard. She checked her phone. Early. That's a first. Marinette typically ran fashionably late. To her surprise, a small body collided with her own in a strong embrace. Marinette! Aren't you, super excited for senior year? It's going to be the best yet, the voice squeaked. Marinette, still slightly stunned, turned to face the short girl dressed head to toe in Barbie pink. Hey, Rose. It's great to see you. Did you have a good summer? If possible, Rose's voice became even squeakier. Oh, it was just the best! I spent pretty much every day with Julika, so, every day was perfect. Right on cue, Rose's girlfriend Julika entered the courtyard appearing slightly anxious. Her hands were clasped together, dressed in lace fingerless gloves. She pulled a hand to run it through her dark tresses that were dipped purple at the end. She was visibly relieved when she laid eyes on Rose. She slowly approached the girls, taking Rose's hand, pressing a kiss to her knuckles. Hey, Rose. Hey, Marinette. Julika greeted them in her usual murmur, but a soft smile displayed on her porcelain face. Hey, Julika! Before Marinette could say anything else, she heard a voice calling her name in a sing-song voice. She looked around to find the source. Marinette! 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 It was her best friend, Alia. Alia was stumbling down the stairs while shouting for her. Marinette wasn't sure what Alia was so excited about. They literally saw each other yesterday. She landed in front of Marinette, hands on her knees, out of breath. She groaned. Marinette! Breathe all, in and out, remember? Marinette bit back a laugh as Alia shoved her friend's hands away. She finally stood straight, taking Marinette's shoulders, shaking her slightly like she was a rag doll. Girl, have you heard? Marinette knew this tone all too well. Alia had some tea to spill. Marinette chuckled slightly, not matching Alia's eagerness. Probably not, she shrugged. Are you going to tell me? Adrien's back! Alia all but squealed. What? Adrien's back? What happened to London? He should have a few weeks left. Okay, fine, until October 1st. She still knew his schedule by heart, even after all these years. Marinette's thoughts spun out of control. Her cheeks reddened as she ran her fingers through the ends of her pigtails and smoothing flyaways out of her face. Alia dropped an arm around her anxious friend's shoulders, leading her up the staircase to class. You look great, girl. Don't fret. I have a good feeling about this year. Yeah, Marinette did too, until learning that Adrien would be sitting in his seat directly in front of her and she had no time to prepare. Was her breath okay? Did she wear enough deodorant? She could feel herself sweating through her blush pink sweater. What if Adrien could tell? Oh no, what a nightmare! Pull yourself together, Marinette. Everything will be perfectly... But she couldn't even finish her ranting thoughts. She spied the handsome blonde boy sitting in his usual spot on the front row, getting some kind of lesson on trendy words from Nino. Yeah, Adrien should never be allowed to say dope or yeet. Marinette didn't realize she was standing in the doorway, staring. Adrien looked up and waved, smiling shyly. Oh, how Marinette could have melted into a puddle. Ah! She shrieked. Oh, sorry, never mind. Good morning, Adrien. Nino? So much for being calm and collected. Good morning, Marinette. Are you okay? He seemed to notice her rigid posture. Marinette hadn't seen him in a few long months. What are the chances he got even more handsome? Focus, Marinette, focus! Now is not the time to be distracted. Yeah, I am. Actually, I had something I wanted to ask you. Her cheeks burned with embarrassment and anxiety. Was she seriously going to do that? At her request, she was met with several expectant eyes. Sure, what's up, Mare? Alia and Nino have known about her major crush on Adrien for years, but he has remained oblivious. Or if he did know, he pretended not to. Marinette peered from Alia to Nino, back to Adrien. She twirled a finger in her hair, now avoiding her crush's striking emerald gaze. Don't stutter. Don't start the sentence with Don't do it. You're cool. Super cool. Dang it. She cleared her throat. Come with me? She jutted her chin in the direction of the door, turning on her heels, and exited. Dude, what'd you do? Nino remarked snidely. Adrien chuckled, flipping Nino's hat bill in his eyes. Shut up, man. Marinette's back was to him as she seemed to be muttering something to herself. Marinette? Adrien said as he touched her shoulder. In typical Marinette fashion, she let out a small yelp, jumped, tripped, then landed against the brick wall, hitting her head. What a sight. She couldn't do this. No way could she tell him, well, anything, probably. That looked like it hurt. Are you okay? Adrien took her arm to steady her as she swayed slightly. She rubbed her head, which tousled her hair more than she'd like. Oh well. She was already a hot mess. Oh yeah, I'm fine. The only thing that hurts is my pride. Ah yes, her greatest line of defense. Cracking jokes when she felt uncomfortable, which around Adrien was most of the time. He laughed a genuine laugh. Good. If he wasn't scared off after all these years, that's good. So, you wanted to ask me something? He was hesitant. Yes, I did. Adrien, I was wondering, how was your trip to London? Swing and miss. That's not what she wanted to ask him at all, but she panicked. Lame. So lame. Good? Yeah, I got to see my Aunt Amelie and Felix. It's been a while, so it was nice. I toured around as well and saw so many amazing things. And... He trailed off, noticing Marinette's deflated expression. That's not what you wanted to ask me, is it? Word vomit flowed from Marinette's mouth. No, it's not! I mean, I do want to hear all about London. I really do, because it sounds amazing, and I hope you had a wonderful time, really. But why is this so hard? I've been in love with you for years, and I can't even ask you on one date. I mean, it shouldn't... She stopped. Was that in her head? Or did she say it out loud? Oh, God. No! While monologuing, she had been pacing. Only one way to know for sure. He turned to face him. Adrien's face turned a shade of crimson. Oh, great. So it wasn't just in her head. You're in love with me? His voice was no louder than a whisper. The silence lasted much too long, growing awkward. Yes? I mean, yeah, I am. And, She didn't know what to say. She couldn't deny it, but also coming on this strong? If he wasn't scared before, he definitely would be now. He waited patiently for her to finish, but noticed she was at a loss for words. He was too. This is the first time a girl has ever told me she's in love with me, and really meant it. To Marinette's surprise, he smiled, taking a step towards her. Yeah? Yeah, and, I'm glad it's you, because... Now his face flushed red. Hey, that was her thing. It was so cute to see him flustered for a change. She decided to shoot her shot. She had nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Is it because you like me? She leaned in slightly, trying to flirt, even though she had no idea how. He laughed, seeming more relaxed. A smile danced across his lips. No. She backed off and crossed her arms. Oh, her heart. I'm so sorry, Adrien. I didn't mean to. Hey, wait, Marinette. He held up his hands as if surrendering from a fight, but still smiling. It's because I love you, Marinette. You do? She realized she hadn't blinked in a while as her eyes burned. I do. I love you. He smiled, moving closer to her, pulling her into an embrace. She inhaled his cologne, a familiar smell. Adrien, the fragrance. Of course. She enjoyed the moment of feeling his head atop hers, reminding her of how short she really is. Still in his embrace, she said, So, about that date? He chuckled, placing a kiss on her forehead. Anywhere, anytime. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. That'd be amazing. Stay miraculous.